Find the inverse of the following functions. We've got f of x is equal to 4 minus 3x cubed for x all belonging to R. F of x is x minus 2 over x plus 3 for x belonging to all the real numbers. Notice we can't put x is equal to minus 3 into here. And C, f of x is equal to 3 over x minus 5, x belongs to R, x not equal to 0 because we can't put 0 into this function. Now, we should just note this at the beginning, that only one-to-one functions have an inverse. For many-to-one functions, the domain must be restricted so that the inverse function is just one-to-one at the end. So let's take a very simple example. F of x is x squared. For x greater or equal to 0, the inverse function is f to the minus 1 of x is equal to plus the square root of x. For f of x, x squared, where x is less than 0, it has an inverse f to the minus 1 of x is equal to minus root x. If we don't put this condition, i.e. restricting the domain, then we're going to have f to minus 1 of x is equal to plus or minus x, which would make it a one-to-many function, a relationship, which is not a function. So, take the first one. So, in order to find the inverse, f of x is 4 minus 3x cubed, you need to know how to change the subject of a formula. So basically what you say is you let y equal to 4 minus 3x cubed, and the aim is to rewrite this so that x is the subject. So the first step would be to add 3x cubed to this side and then take y to this side, and then we're going to have 3x cubed is equal to 4 minus y. So basically we're taking that over here and this over here. Now we're going to divide both sides by 3. We're trying to make x a subject, so that will give me that x cubed is equal to 4 minus y over 3. And then in order to find x, we need to take the cube root. So the cube root of both sides will make it x is equal to 4 cube root of 4 minus y over 3. So you have to put that little 3 in for the cube root. Now obviously we write the inverse function in terms of x. So rewriting in the inverse in terms of x, we're going to have f to the minus 1 of x is equal to the cube root of 4 minus x over 3. So we change the y to an x. So this is the inverse function of this function. B, f of x is x minus 2 over x plus 3, x belonging to R, x not equal to 3. Remind you cannot put minus 3 into here. So same idea, let y be equal to x minus 2 over x plus 3. We're going to make x a subject, and the problem with this one is that x occurs twice. Anyhow, so proceed as follows. We multiply by x plus 3 on both sides. So y brackets x plus 3 is equal to x minus 2. So the next step would be to expand the bracket here. So we're going to have xy plus 3y is equal to x minus 2. Now the next step is to collect the x's on one side. Now we could collect the x's on this side or this side. However, if we collect them on this side, in this case, it will make the problem easier. So taking xy from both sides, we're going to have 3y is equal to x minus 2 minus xy. We don't want this here, we just want terms with x on this side. So we're going to do the opposite of taking 2, which is to add 2. So we're going to have 3y plus 2 is equal to x minus xy. We've still got 2 x's, however, we can now factorise out the x and just get 1. So factorising the right-hand side, RHS, going to give me 3y plus 2, common factor here of x, and we're going to have 1 minus y. So you do need to know how to factorise. Now we've just got 1x, so we can just divide both sides by 1 minus y. And that will give 3y plus 2 over 1 minus y is equal to x. Now we just need to rewrite in terms of x. So that's going to give me f to the minus 1 of x is 3x plus 2 over 1 minus x. X belonging to R, but we cannot put x as 1 into this function. Okay, so this is the inverse function. The final example, f of x is equal to 3 over x minus 5, x belonging to r, x not equal to 0. If we let y be equal to 3 over x minus 5, if we add 5 to both sides, we're going to get y plus 5 is equal to 3 over x. The problem is x is in the denominator. So if we multiply both sides now by x, we're going to get xy plus 5, x times 3 divided by x will give me 3. Now, we don't really need to expand the bracket here. All we need to do is, this is x times y plus 5. So if we do the division of y plus 5 on both sides, we're going to get that x is going to be equal to 3 over y plus 5. And now what we need to do is rewrite that in terms of x. So we're going to have f to the minus 1 of x is 3 over x plus 5, x belonging to r, and you cannot put minus 5 into that. Okay, so this has been a video to show you how to find the inverse function of various functions. I hope you've understood, and I thank you very much for watching.